vehicles, like the incumbent, like Ruto right now. He cannot lambast and, throw salvos at whoever openly. So I think in one way, he's coming out saying that, look, let's have some order right here, some basic decorum. You can go out there. And he said that I can't be listening to social media posts about my own Secretary General saying this and the other, which is demeaning of some other candidate. And so for him to have specifically say, I don't want you to be saying what you're saying about Honorable Gachagua. And so he was, in my view, calling to order his own Jubilee political party. One, so that there is a basic decorum, that you ought to have that common decency. It's unacceptable to him, and I commend him for having said that. Probably he should have said this much more earlier, and he let everybody have their space. But then it seems to have gotten out of control in a manner, in my view, injurious to his own image, that this is my political party. And I think Mr. Odede has pointed out in saying that there are those who attribute by association the former president's position with what is being said. And having now openly come and say that, he has, put it in black and white. This is unacceptable. You can't have this. But going forward now, does that change his, contribution to the united opposition? In my view, in a very tiny fraction. Mm-hmm. Tiny in the sense that his Jubilee followers now do not see or view Gachagua or the DCP with antagonism, or like, this is someone who we cannot work with or be with, and so on and so forth. So in some measure, that has helped or assisted. But it still does not resolve the more potent undercurrents in central Kenya, like the betrayal reeks the date. People are thoroughly upset, and the person who was brought in replacement, the soprano, with respect, I don't want to sound abusive of someone else, the Honorable Kindiki. It was not their choice, and they didn't go to the ballot to elect him. This is someone nominated in a literal way by the incumbent, President Ruto. And if you remember, to my recollection, unless I'm wrong, and Mheshimiwa, you have to correct me on this, did Kindiki appear for vetting as a deputy president before the National Assembly?
He appeared.
He showed up?
Yes.
And were you able to question him?
Of course.
Now, the point that I'm making is that undercurrent among the Kenyan people, the central Kenyan people, still is there. So when they see the propping up of the Jubilee political party, and they thought and imagined that the DCP is supposed to be their vehicle, of course, then you have those questions. They have respect for the former President Uhuru. They have respect for Honorable Rigathi. So how do they reconcile these? And so the creation of a faction, in my view, does not augur well for a united opposition. But we saw something of a semblance in Bondo when Kalonzo goes there with his, and I think this was a game changer for the united opposition. For him to, look, I have 100 cows that I've come with, this is a gift. And I think Ruto was shocked, and his brigade were shocked that the sort of reception that he got there, or the united opposition received there, and the indirect, if I should call that, endorsement. Kalonzo, he gave up on three occasions for the deceased Honorable Raila. This is the time that we should support him. So surely, this is magnanimity that we cannot.
How big was that? How big politically was that consequentially for Kalonzo Musyoka? The fact that he went, and then it would appear that he stepped a step higher than he was politically across the country. How consequential do you think this will be?
I think it has huge consequence, not just minor, in the sense that now Kalonzo is no longer within the Kamba so-called confinement zone. So he has a national outlook. And given the open endorsement, I should say, from Honorable Orengo, for instance, the deceased Raila's wife, that in itself is, like an open door for Kalonzo in Luo Nyanza. Come over, we embrace you, we accept you, as opposed to these constant, phrases that Ruto finds himself accosted by. One term, and he's right there. So in a nutshell, I think Kalonzo's trajectory is likely to take off given that background. And it is an impact. And it depends now on how he manages that, in my view.
Okay, and the question now is, does it make Kalonzo now the clearer choice for the united opposition? I see the headline on the front page of the Star suggesting that Kalonzo is now even more attractive for William Ruto. It suggests that even he would go for Eugene Wamalwa. But let's focus